Hey, good morning guys. Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. This video should be reasonably short, but as I always say, it's all about the information, so you got to stick around if you want to get all the info. I've said it, I've touched on it, mentioned it here and there in videos before. Every vehicle, and when I say every, it's not every, we'll get into further detail. Every vehicle should have a DTC reader and be able to clear it. And if you're thinking, what's DTC? Well, the answer to that is diagnostic trouble code. Now, these days cars are a lot more technologically advanced, and everything's controlled by, it's all computers, mate. What's it called? Yeah, anyway, there was a word I'm looking for from the movie Terminator, but anyway, you know the deal. So it's all like that. You need to be able to read these codes. Now, if you've got a brand new vehicle under warranty, not so important. I'm going to tell you what the advantages of having one of these devices for that, but not as important as an older vehicle. So if you've got a vehicle, say more than about 3 years old, particularly if it's more than 5 years old, and you're not really using it for travel, you should probably sell it and buy a smaller car that's better efficiency, save you money, better for the environment. But if you've got a full drive, a Prado, a Hilux, or something along these lines, a Land Cruiser, and you are traveling the outback, for example, we're here in Australia, traveling the outback of Australia, quite remote places sometimes. Let's use an example, crossing the Simpson Desert. So you're crossing the Simpson Desert in your 2013 150 Prado, right? Awesome. And engine light comes on. You've got all these lights on your dash flashing, because that's what it does to alert you to the fact that you've got an issue. Now, sometimes there's we'll call it a glitch. There's a little glitch in the matrix, okay? So every now and then it can be just something really weird that happens that you'll never see again, or you might see it once or twice a year. We can talk it into more what codes they are and whatever, maybe later in this video or in another video, but at this stage I just want to point out how important it is, and we've got an option for you, okay? So how important it is: if you're in the middle of the Simpson Desert and you've got an engine light and you haven't got something to read and clear codes, you could be in trouble, because getting up those sand dunes in limp home mode could be a problem. Okay, so the first reason you need it is diagnostic trouble code. On these devices, you can look up the information on the DTC. So if you're at home, oh yeah, you can Google it. So, you might want to take a printout or whatever. It's more crap you got to take. In this case, the one I'm using is this is the AutoFix brand, okay? We know someone that is importing and selling these in Australia. So, awesome guy. I'm not saying I think it's a good, awesome product yet. I think it may be a good product. So, I'm sussing out these. I'm currently using the 3210, and you can look up on the device, on the phone, on the app, it's got the information there. So you don't need the internet to go, okay, so let's use an example. We've got a P1251, okay? Oh, what's that? Where do we look? We've got engine lights. Oh, we've got a problem. You pop the bonnet, you look around, you got no idea. You need to know the number. Without the number, you got nothing. Everybody should have something like this to read codes, right? It should be standard in the car. I'll take it to the next step. Should be standard. The manufacturer should be allowing you to have information when it should come up on the dash, with a number or with a description what it is, and not just take it to dealer, because that's what it's all about. Keep it secret and get the business to the dealers, right? And that may or may not work out depending where you are. If you're under warranty and you're 10 k's from a dealer, no problem. If you're in the middle of the Simpson Desert, not so good. So P1251, have a look. Oh, something to do with the turbo, it says. Oh, let's go and look at the turbo, whatever. Well, you're not going to see anything. Okay, most likely. There can be things that you can do to help the situation. But if you've been listening to my videos till the end, all of them, you'd already know that the P1251, you would have picked it up somewhere, whether it's the information on our Facebook pages or our Facebook groups or on our YouTube channel. By watching and listening to everything, you would have heard me say P1251. It's quite common, and when I say common, it's not common. It's not like every car does it, or 99%, it's less than 1%. But it's quite a common, out of all the codes that do pop up for sometimes no reason, it is a common one. And it does put the vehicle into limp home mode, and you do need to clear it. And the easiest way to know, and maybe you can disconnect the battery, maybe that'll work, maybe it won't on some cars and some codes. But let's not beat around the bush. For the sake of about $100, the 3210, I think it retails, I don't know, 130, I don't know, and then you got freight. But look, at the moment, Trevor's he's done a deal for us, you know, a little bit of blackmail there. I think I had his arm twisted around up there on his back. Mate, you know, you got to come through with a deal for us. No, just joking. And he said, look, 20% off. It looks like we've got the support there. I'm working on trying to extend that a little bit longer, but if you see this video, check out Oz Prado Crew if you're in Australia. It'll be in the announcements up the top there. I'll put a post, there's some photos of devices like this. I'm going to give you more information. I'm still looking at these, busy. But what I'll tell you at the moment is, these wide units, they're more of a temporary plug-in. You know, when you've got a problem, you go and get it and plug it in or whatever. That's cool, does the job. But I really like the idea of the, this is just like a Bluetooth arrangement here, right? This is the little unit. It's tiny. It's like about that big, right? You know, so that's a cigarette packet. You know, it fits inside there. It's about half the size of that. Anyway, it's not a cigarette packet, is it? But you know, the same size. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is it's small, it's compact, you leave it plugged in all the time, you've got an app on your phone, it's got all the information on there. You can get a dashboard up that looks, well, it's not in any of these pictures really, but we'll show you that later in this video or in the next video, okay? I want to try and keep this one short, so maybe we'll put this video up to give you a taste. This is mainly about telling you, I don't care what you go and buy, you go buy whatever you want, but you've got to be careful with some of the cheap stuff. There is people that have damaged the pins on their plugs, right? You know, when you plug these in, right? If it's not quality, even with those cheap Bluetooth things, there's people that have damaged the pins on the car end, not good, because the quality of the plugs aren't so good. So you want a quality brand, and these are really big overseas, okay? So, what can I tell you? Everybody needs something. It's out of the way. It's on the app. You can have your phone sitting on the phone holder, open up a screen. What's really cool about it, you can edit the screen. So you can have 1, 2, or 6 things depending which screen you choose. You can edit what readings, you know, so you can have coolant temperature, you can have battery voltage, you can have your MAF reading, you can have your map reading, you can have your load. You can have 6 things on one screen, okay? You can edit it, which ones you want and what order you want them. You can even change the size of it. You can make it smaller and bigger, whatever. It's quite cool. There's a lot of time to be spent there in lockdown playing with this app. Okay, so if you're interested, get a hold of Trevor. That's Trevor Ryan. So you'll find him on Facebook, Trevor Ryan. He's probably got some pages and groups. I don't know. That's why I said the easiest way is to go on Oz Prado Crew, have a look in announcements. You'll see the thread about this where I've said 20% discount. I think it's free delivery as well. Maybe, you know, reserve the right to be wrong, and maybe not to all areas in Australia. And I don't think he's sending them overseas. Sorry, guys. But yeah, AutoFix is the brand. 3210 is the one that I would certainly want to have one of those in every vehicle. These sort of devices and the further upmarket devices, maybe more for people that are right into diagnostics. So if you want something to just read the parameters, look, the refresh rate, what I can see on this at the moment is about 6 or 7 seconds. So it's not really, it'll tell you fuel pressure, but if you're looking at say you want to diagnose fuel pressure, okay? And you're looking to see if you've got a problem. So some of the things on these vehicles, it doesn't show you injector feedback values, it shows you load, so it shows you other readings that can be helpful. There's a whole heap of data, I think maybe 20 or 30 or so different parameters, depending what level you go for, as to how many parameters you get to read. Now, this one retails, I think they're about $2.5 grand, no, just joking. It's $250 actually. At the moment, 20% off, free delivery, so probably about 200, but this has got a really fast refresh rate, okay? So value for money on, if you want it to diagnose fuel pressure, it's instant, like the professional scan tool, where a lot of the other software, so things like TechStream, it's got a lot of stuff there, but because you're using some old laptop and program and it's all a bit dodgy, again, the refresh rate's quicker than, say, the 6 or 7 seconds, but it's not as quick as this, okay? This is quick. I had to play with this the other day. Now, I've only spent a few minutes on each of these. This one here, this is the OM126. It's got a color screen. It's very similar to the phone and the app thing. I'm not sure about the refresh rate. I think it was a kind of around about what that is, you know what I mean? So we've got one, this is the 3210, this is the 126, and this is the 9000, comes in the case, right, like that. At the moment, all I'll say is, mate, grab yourself a 3210. I need to look more into these. I'll let you know what they do. If you want to sit tight and wait to see in case look, at the end of the day, do you want this plugged in all the time? It's not a device that you leave plugged in all the time. It's got a wire. It's not what it's designed for. So if you are not interested in having an app, but you want fast as possible in every possible parameter for about 200 bucks, then this is your machine. If you're not interested in having a Y and you want something there permanently so you can monitor these parameters, and what we're going to do, we're going to be in contact with Trevor and AutoFix, asking them to update software. Can't promise anything, but we're going to be asking, we're going to be pressuring them. More blackmail. No, just joking, of course. This is the readings we want. We want to have information. Look, I'll decide what information we need and I'll ask nicely. Can't promise anything. Let's see what happens. So that's the one I'm liking. I'm sort of recommending that. I'm pretty sure I'm recommending that, okay? So it's going to cost you about 100 bucks at the moment. Okay, guys, Oz Prado crew, if you want one, 20% discount, free delivery in Australia. Reserve the right to charge a delivery fee to some areas because you're so remote and whatever. Trevor Ryan, T-E... can't even spell his name. Trevor, Trevor, Ryan, R-Y-A-N, Trevor Ryan, okay? Dirt Road 4x4. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See ya.